Good morning! Welcome to the South Ops Fire Weather Webcast for Thursday, August 14th. I'm your host, Kristen Stewart. The calendar says mid-August, but the satellite imagery is making it look a lot like June. The marine layer continues to deepen as high pressure over the western U.S. weakens and Pacific troughing takes over. Marine layer low clouds have surged deep into the coastal valleys and have been able to make a run for the lower coastal slopes. Clouds will be sluggish to clear this morning near the coastline, with many beaches likely remaining socked in the clouds all day. Otherwise, it should be quite a beautiful and sunny day with less heat all around. The main weather story for the end of this week continues to be the brief pattern change back to cooler temperatures and a deepening marine layer with increasing humidity. The area of high pressure draped over the western U.S. that has been bringing us hot and dry weather will continue to weaken, and a Pacific trough will take its place and hang around through Sunday or Monday. This will bring a nice refreshing reprieve to the heat and will improve conditions for fire suppression, at least temporarily. As high pressure continues to break down today, temperatures are expected to cool down at least another 2 to 5 degrees, maybe a bit more near the coast. It will still remain quite warm, with highs around 5 degrees above seasonal normals, but it will be a lot less oppressive than recent days. Most valleys will continue to range in the 90s, and the inland coastal plains will range in the mid-70s to mid-80s. Temperatures will continue to steadily cool through Saturday, with highs returning to around 5 degrees below seasonal normals. As we check out the forecast high temperatures for Saturday, most valleys will likely cool down into the mid-80s to low 90s, the low deserts around 105, and the lower mountains and inland coastal plains in the 70s to low 80s. Humidity will increase slightly into the 12 to 25% range away from the marine layer today, and potentially 15 to 30% Friday through the weekend with the pattern change. The deserts and higher Southern California peaks will of course remain drier, with the upper single digits and teens likely, but that will still be a bit of an improvement. A deep marine layer is expected to linger through the weekend, with night through morning low clouds and fog likely extending across the lower coastal slopes, with slow clearing each day. Breezy west to northwest winds will likely continue through this evening, favoring the higher terrain from the central coast to the Mojave Slopes, with gusts of 25 to 40 miles an hour likely. Despite the breezy winds, the cooling temperatures and increasing humidity today will lower the overall large fire potential. Through the rest of the period, winds will primarily follow typical patterns with occasional breeziness in the typical wind-prone mountain and desert areas. The increased lift and instability from the Pacific troughing pattern may lead to chances for isolated afternoon showers and thunderstorms along and east of the Sierra Crest over the next few days. Storm motion may be a little bit faster than what we saw earlier this week, and there appears to be less moisture aloft, so there may be a bit more of a dry lightning threat. However, isolated storm activity and cooling temperatures will reduce large fire concerns. The refreshing, cooler, and more humid weather pattern will not last long, as model projections indicate that high pressure is likely to rebuild over the Four Corners early next week. Projections indicate that high pressure will begin to expand back into California by Tuesday and remain in place through next week. A slow increase in temperatures is likely across the region next week, along with a gradual reduction in the marine layer depth and lowering of humidity back to more typical levels. The positioning of the high pressure next week over the Four Corners is much more conducive to increasing mid and high level moisture to the region by late next week. However, model projections continue to indicate low chances for actual monsoon storms to develop, and a dry forecast remains most likely. We will continue to monitor this potential over the coming days, as significant issues may arise if the pattern brings dry thunderstorm activity. The cooling temperatures and deepening marine layer will give way to decreasing fire concerns as we go through the weekend. This pattern change will bring large fire potential to trend below seasonal normal levels and should help with containment on existing fires. Initial attack activity should become lighter through the weekend as well. This break will be short-lived, unfortunately, as rebounding conditions back to warmer and drier weather will bring about another increase in fire potential next week. And that's all I have for today. Thanks for tuning in. Our next webcast will be on Friday, August 15th. Have a fantastic day.